So hey there, guitar fanatics. Like all of you, I'm a huge lover of all things guitar, and I spend a fair amount of time looking for great videos on YouTube. Recently, I came across a video of the guitarists Martin Miller and Lari Basilio playing with Martin's amazing studio band, so I had to check that video out. They were playing a song called Persiana Americana. The band was sounding great, but what really caught my ear was a few things that Martin played when it was his turn to solo. In that quick first listen, I heard some string skipping arpeggios, and I'm like, oh, that's an Eric Johnson thing. But then I went back and listened to it, and I realized that there were some extra notes in there. And he was actually doing something pretty different and fresh. I knew I had to learn it, and now I'm going to teach it to you. Plus, we're going to talk about a simple superimposition concept he's using along with these other great techniques. I put a link to a free PDF down in the box below. It's got all the diagrams that we're going to be going over today, so you want to go and grab that. My name is Charlie Long. Thanks for checking out the channel. Let's learn some different and beautiful guitar arpeggios. So let's get right into that arpeggio technique that Martin was using. As I mentioned in the first listen, and I wasn't paying super close attention, but I thought he used a technique that Eric Johnson is well known for called spread triads or open voice triads. Now, we've all heard Eric do this kind of thing. Now, the concept behind a spread triad or an open voice triad is to take the middle note of a triad and move it to another octave. So if we're playing just a normal C major triad, we'd have the 1, the 3, and the 5 are the notes C, E, and G. But when we play a spread triad, we play the root, the C, we skip that major third, we go right to the 5th, and we take the major third and we play it an octave above where it would normally be. Now, it's a beautiful sound with that big intervallic jump. And at first, like I said, I wasn't listening very closely, and I thought that's what I heard some sort of version of. But I did know that I'd heard something really cool. So I went back to take another listen, and I realized that Martin was throwing extra notes in. He was actually playing open voice 7th arpeggios. So in the video, they're playing Persiana Americana in the key of G. And at the point that really caught my ear, the chord progression moves to an E minor. And Martin plays an E minor 7th arpeggio. Now that has the notes E, G, B, and D. Now, if we play the normal version, we play those notes sequentially, and it sounds like this. Which is great. But to play this open voicing, we're going to play the E and the G on the A string. We're going to skip over that B, which is the 5th, that's on the D string, and we're going to go to the D note that's at the 7th fret of the G string, and we're going to play D, which is the minor 7th, and E, so we're back to the root there on the G string. Now, from the root, or that E note, we're going to jump over the minor 3rd this time, and we're going to grab the 5th, which is the B note, at the 7th fret of the high E string. Then we're going to play the minor 7th again, which is D at the 10th fret of the E string. And in the video, Martin slides that up to the root, or the E note, at the 12th fret. So the arpeggio sounds like this. One more time, and take note that we're playing this with a triplet feel. Pretty cool sound. Next, he plays a G major 7 arpeggio, and this is that simple superimposition concept that I mentioned in the intro. Over relative major and minor chords like G and E minor, you can substitute or superimpose the arpeggio of one or another. So over an E minor 7 chord, G major 7, arpeggio sounds great, and vice versa. Over a G major 7, E minor 7 sounds great. So here's the theory behind why that sounds so good. If you play a G major 7 arpeggio over an E minor 7 or E minor chord, you're going to get a note that's not in the E minor chord, which is F sharp. The notes of G major 7 are G, B, D, and F sharp. So that F sharp over the top of that E, you get, it's the ninth. And so you get sort of a minor ninth type of a sound, which is a really great sound. Likewise, if you play that E minor 7 over G major 7, you get a note, the E note, which is the sixth of G, which is not in the chord. So you end up with sort of a major sixth type of a sound. So in either case, with a simple substitution, you get different colors to your lines. So back to our open 7th arpeggio shape, that G major 7, we would have G and B on the A string. That's at the 10th and 14th frets. We're going to skip over the 5th, which is D, and we're going to play the major 7th and the root on the G string. At the 11th and 12th fret, we've got F sharp and G. We're going to skip over the major 3rd, which is B, and we're going to go to the 5th, which is the D note. And then we're going to play the F sharp at the 14th fret. That D note's at the 10th fret. And just like with our E minor 7, we could slide up to the root if we so choose. So Martin plays them back to back. They sound like this. I think those arpeggios sound great, and I just love the airiness of those wide intervallic skips. So of course, you would want to learn the different forms of those open voice 7th arpeggios with the root starting on the 5th string, the root starting on the 6th string. So if we played through them diatonically in the key of G with the roots on the 6th string, we would get this. Now, if we play through them diatonically with the root on the 5th string, it would sound like this. So what else could we do with these arpeggios? Now here's a little trick that I really like to play. I'm going to take G major 7, I'm going to ascend through the open voicing. I'm going to slide into the root, and then I'm going to descend from the major 7th down an octave to the next major 7th. So I'm going from the F sharp at the 14th fret of the high E string. I'm playing F sharp, D, B, G, and F sharp again. Put that together, it sounds like this. Now that gives us 12 notes, and it makes it really easy to play with that triplet feel. And again, I think it sounds really beautiful. So that was major 7. What would minor 7 sound like? Here's A minor 7. Here's a couple more ideas for integrating these open 7th arpeggios with some other techniques to come up with some really great licks. What if we were to combine our E minor 7 arpeggio with some pentatonic ideas? We could get something like this. So let's take that one step further. Let's play through our open E minor 7, go to G major 7. Now we're going to play descending through a conventional G major 7. We're going to finish things off with some pentatonic triplets. Put that all together and smooth it out. I just love that sound. The superimposed major 7, it adds some color. And then there's an airiness in both the arpeggios and the pentatonic scales because of the gaps between the intervals. And it just sounds so pleasing to the ear. Now this is just a couple of quick ideas. You guys take that ball and run with it. Come up with your own stuff. Make it incredible. So I hope you like these sounds. I do think they're a little bit out of the ordinary, and I think they sound really beautiful. It's always great to get fresh ideas. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment down below. Practice hard, have a lot of fun, and never stop learning. See you soon. Bye.